Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video we are going to create a real-time video call application with ZEGOCLOUD. So if you don't know about ZEGOCLOUD is basically a popular real-time audio and video service provider which is used to integrate real-time communication features like audio and video calls, things like streaming into your projects. So in our case, we are going to integrate it in our React project. So ZEGOCLOUD provides a video and voice SDK and APIs for developers to easily build live audio and video apps. So you can build those apps either on mobile or on web application. So when I say mobile, it includes both Android and iOS as well. They basically have easy to use and straightforward APIs and SDKs, and if you also want to customize the features to fit your needs, it is basically straightforward to do. Before we actually come here and then sign up, I want to show you how the application we are going to build is going to look like. This is how the app looks like, right? So as you can see, this is the home screen, and here you can join the meeting, right? So for example, if I enter my name, right, so Mr. Shad, as you can see, my camera is also enabled, right? When I join the meeting, you'd see the video properly. You enter your name here, you can copy the link here to share, so you can invite someone else to also join the meeting by copying this link and then sharing it. So when I click on join, as you can see, it joins it, right? And you could see my video is at one side because of how this particular camera is positioned. If I switch to a different camera, you would see me well. But then the point is to show you that you can, you can enable your video, right? So here, if I disable it, you can see that camera is turned off. I can also mute myself here. Unmute myself, and then I can bring back my video as well, right? And here you can see the share screen button as well, so you can share your screen, basically. So you can share a window or you can share your entire screen, right? So that is very cool, right? So let me cancel this. Here you can see some settings here as well, right? So here is where you can change the microphone settings. So for example, if this is not your microphone you want to use, you can just change it and pick whichever microphone you want to use, and then change the speaker as well. And here too, like, you can switch your cameras. As you can see, I have like other cameras as well. I'm currently using this one. So you have the settings to be able to change. Here is the resolution. At the moment we have just this one, but then you can add some features to the application to have more camera resolution, right? And I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you the docs where you can find those features and enable them. So it is very cool. When I close it, here you can see the participants or the room members, basically. So as you can see, it's just one person in here at the moment. I can click on this one and copy the link from here as well. So copy the link here as well. I can open another tab and then try to join again as a different user. So here I can enter a different name, say John. And there is a camera as well, so I can click on join, and here you can see join. Right. So let me basically unmute just to avoid the echo. Perfect. Now here, if you go to participants, you can see now it is John and Mr. Shad. You can see it here as well. So it's a real-time video conferencing app, basically. And when you want to leave the meeting, you click on it, you see a nice little pop-up which says, are you sure you want to leave the room? When you click on confirm, then it takes you to the screen, right? You can rejoin or you can return to home screen. So it's very cool. it is not going to take us very long to create this application, and that's because of ZEGOCLOUD, right? So you'd see how easy it is to configure and get an application like this up and running. Alright, so before I create a new project, I want to first of all sign up to ZEGOCLOUD. That's the first thing you're going to do. Alright, so I'm going to click on sign up here. So once I get the sign up form here, as you can see, create your account. I am going to enter my details to create the account. Alright, so when you enter your email, you click here to get your verification code. It's going to be sent to your email address. Right, I am going to verify this. Alright, and I'm going to check the email to get the verification code. I'm gonna put the code here, and I'm gonna enter my password. Alright, so I'm gonna Alright, so once you create an account, you just have to fill in these ones as well, and that will be just it. Alright, so here it needs your company details basically. Alright, so I will just put my name there. So I just say Mr. Shad. Job title, I'll just say individual developer. I'll just say IT and technology and service. Alright, and I'll put my phone number there, and I am going to click here. So here it says that we've credited your account with the following benefits, right? So once you create an account, you get 10,000 free minutes, 10 solid thousand free minutes, right? You can go to the dashboard from here, and then here is how your dashboard looks like. So the first thing you're going to be doing is you're going to create a new project, right? And here we are going to create a voice and video call. So this is the application we are going to select, but you can see that there are other applications here as well, right? So for example, we have the video conferencing, live streaming, live audio room, in-app chat, and then others, right? Yeah, so basically whichever, they have a lot of services, so whichever one you want, you just select that and create it. So in this case, we are going to create a voice and video call. So we select that, and what is the name of the application? So I am going to call it, so basically I'm going to say MS video call. So it's supposed to be video call app. Let me make this one. Alright, so here this is how I'm going to call it. And here I can choose to start with a UI kit, or I can choose to start with an SDK, right? So I'm going to click on start with custom SDK. So basically it is going to create our application for us. Now whilst the application is creating, let's open the docs as well. Alright, so this is the docs, and if you want to find it, when you go to ZEGOCLOUD, you go to developer section and you can click on documentation basically. So when you go here, you can basically click on video call, since that's what we are creating. You can click on this, alright, and here, first of all, here we want to make sure it is web. It is for web because we are doing we are creating a React application, and it's a web application, so you have to choose web. But then you can see if you want to create for Android, iOS, Flutter, React Native, Electron, so other platforms here as well. So in this case it is a web application, right? And here we are going to choose the call kit. So as you can see that you can use the HTML script, or you can use an npm package. Since this is a React application, we are going to be using the npm package. And here you have to install this, and then you have to copy this. And you can, if you want to also use it for Next.js, there is a Next.js configuration here as well. you can copy the code here for Next.js if you are doing Next.js, but this is a pure React application we are going to be creating, so this is what we are going to be using. All right, let's now go back and create our application. All right, so I'm going to use GitHub Desktop. Here I am going to create a new application. All right, I'm going to say ZEGOCLOUD demo. So create this repository, and then I am going to publish the repository to GitHub. Alright, so this is going to publish the repository to GitHub. Alright, and I can open that in VS Code now. Alright, so it is opened here, and I am going to create a new application using Vite. So let me open the terminal, and I am going to create a new Vite application by using this command, right? So npm create Vite, and I want to use the same name as my application name, so I do dots, right? And then the template is React TypeScript, so I want to use TypeScript as well. So I'm going to hit enter to create my application. Alright, so I can select ignore files to continue, and once I hit enter, it creates my files for me. Alright, so here I'm inside the folder. Alright, so I am going to do npm install to install the dependencies. So once the dependencies are installed, I am also going to go back here, and I'm going to copy this command. Alright, and then I'm going to install that as well once this is done installing. Alright, the packages are done installing, so I'm going to paste that, and I am going to install that as well. So let me make this a bit bigger so that you can see it looks small. Alright, yeah, and that is done installing as well. So let's go to app. Let's do some cleanup. Actually, there's no need because we're going to replace it with the code we saw there. But then we can remove everything in here. Remove app.css as well. And then here, the only thing we're going to add is, or actually, let's add it here. So here, going to add the CSS resets by doing padding 0, and then margin 0 as well. Alright, so let's close these, and then let's go back to documentation. Alright, so here, after we install it, we install the SDK, we are going to initialize the SDK. Alright, so here we are going to import it, and then we are going to basically copy and paste this code. So let me copy everything here. Let me open app.tsx. I'm going to select everything and then replace it with this. Alright, now because our application is TypeScript, we are going to have to fix some of these function parameters and some of these constants. But first of all, I'm going to get rid of this. Alright, and here the length is going to basically be a number. That's the type, and here is an element. Now we would need the app ID and then the secret, the server secret, which I will show you where to get that soon. But then here we have to fix this as well. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to create a file called types, because I'm using TypeScript.ts. And I'm going to say export type element like this, and it's going to be an HTML element. That is the type, or null or undefined, just like this. And I'm going to basically import that here. So import element from types. So once I import that, I am going to use that as the type here, and this should be fine basically. Alright, so here I'm going to replace some of these. Alright, so for example, this var, I'm gonna say const, and I am going to remove the comma, do const here as well. I'm going to do let, because we reassign it here. Alright, so let I, and I'm going to put a semicolon here. And so if I format this nicely, yep, should be fine. All right, so we need to get our app ID and then the server secret. All right, so let's go back here. Let's go to the console, that is our dashboard, and you can see that our application is done creating. Right, so here we will click on the application, and here we get the configuration, the application configuration. Alright, so here is where we get the app ID. So I'm gonna copy it. It's supposed to be a number, so I will just paste it here, and then the server secret is supposed to be a string. So here you can see the server secret here. Alright, so I can click on this to copy. Alright, so paste it to copy. What is this saying? So alright, so this is saying it is never reassigned. So instead of using let's just use const. Cool. Same for this, I believe. Yep. And yeah, if you know me, I like to move my standalone functions. Alright, so for example, there is this functions that's part of, that is being used inside here. So it is at the top of this components. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically move this one by cutting it, and I'm going to create a file called functions.ts. Right, this is just a cleanup to make the files a bit smaller, but then yeah, it's basically not a big deal. You can keep it there if you want. I like to move it to a different file. So here I'm gonna save it. Okay, so I have this exported here, and so here I am going to import them instead. So import this as well, and that should basically be it. Yeah, that should be it. Now when you look at this, so let's first of all start from the function we copied. Right, so this is for a random ID. It generates a random ID, and this gets a URL parameters. Alright, so it is as simple as that. And here you can see there is my meeting function, which basically calls this generate kit token for test. We pass the room ID, we pass app ID, which we passed up here, the server secret, room ID, and this random IDs as well. So here where we do zp.join room is where we are going to do a lot of the customizations. Let's make sure we save all our files, and we are going to do npm run dev just to see that this is working properly. Alright, so it is running on this port, so let me just copy it. You can just click on that to open the app. Yeah, so as you can see, we have our application running. As simple as that, we have our application running. I have to allow the microphone first of all, and I also have to allow the camera. Right, so allow the camera as well, so that this can basically start showing the camera. Right. I have disabled the camera at the moment, that's why you can it's black, but then if it is on, you would see it running. And here is where you enter your name, right, like that, and you can see copy link with a label saying personal link. So let me show you where you can change that. So if you come here, right, where it says shared links, here instead of personal link we can just say meeting link. And I also want to move this one into a constant folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move all of these. So this is basically getting the base URL, right? So if it is localhost, it's getting localhost and then whatever is after that. So if you host it, then it's going to get the production base URL as well. So I'm just going to put that in a constant file as well. So I'm going to say const base URL. So let me just paste it here. And then let me export it. Right, so when I come here, I can use base URL instead, just to make this look a bit shorter and nice. All right, so this is all you need to do to get a video call application up and running. All right, and it is as easy as copying just the code you saw there and then putting it in your application, and that is basically it. So you can have other people join. So copy this one, paste it in another tab, and then other people can join as well. So you can see, so if this is John, John can join, and then Shard can also join basically. Let's go back to the docs so that I can show you some of the customization features you can basically do. So when you go to customize pre-built features here, there are a lot of features you can basically implement or customize. So for example, when you want to implement an audio only session like this, I'm going to click on this, and here you can see where we have zp.join room. These are the options you can basically turn on or turn off basically. So here I copy it and then I can count down here. So after this one, and I can basically paste this here, remove the semicolon, and then when I save it, refresh this and join again. So as you can see, there is no option to turn on the camera or to share your screen or anything like that. You can join and it's going to be audio only session. So those are some of the features you can customize. So another thing you can do basically is you can also set a direct join session so that when people want to join, they don't have to come here. So when I refresh it, when people want to join, they don't have to come here and enter their name and then click on join. So whenever you refresh the URL or you open the link, it automatically joins you to the meeting, right? You join the meeting automatically without having to see the login screen. You can also enable or disable the screen sharing. You can limit the number of participants. So if you probably want only 2 participants for your meeting, or maybe just 10 participants, you can just set the max users to 10, right? And that will do that. You can also customize the invitation link. You can customize the user avatar. So these are customization features you can basically add. And yeah, because I mentioned this one, let me show you this one before we go. So here you can increase the video resolution as well, so that when you click on the drop down, you'd have more resolution. Right, so this is what you would do. You'd add this option, right, and then it's going to give you more video resolution basically. So yeah, that is it. That is how easy it is to create a video conferencing app, to create a meeting application, or whatever you might call it. But yeah, it works exactly like Zoom or Google Meet or all these meeting platforms, and it is very cool. It is easy to set up, and it is also very cheap as well. You can check your price in session, but then yeah, this is all you need to do. Right, so let's log out, confirm your logout. Nice. And then you have left the room. You can rejoin or return to home screen, basically. Alright, so this is very cool. It is nice. You can give it a try. Check out the links in the description. Alright, I've provided all the links in the description to get you started, so check it out and let me know what you think. Thank you for watching this video, and I am going to see you in the next video.